Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo and you're watching Nelo Stitches. Today's tutorial I'll be learning how to cut and sew the simple kimono dress with a separate sleeve. Okay, the sleeve is cut separately. If this is what you're interested in, please keep watching. Like and share my video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And this also has a belt. Okay, and if you have any question, do leave it on the comments below. So guys, my fabric is on fold. I folded it into four because I'm cutting the front and back. Okay, I fold into four. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I fold into four because I'm cutting the front and back together. So to know how much fabric you will fold is your biggest measurement divided by 4 plus extra 4 to 5 inches. So my biggest measurement in this case is the hip divided by 4. I marked that and then I added extra 4 inches. Okay, so it could be your bust. Some people, their bust is bigger than their hip. Okay, so anyone that is bigger, that is what you will use. And the length of your choice. Okay, I use length 34 for this. And here I'm going to mark my waist measurement, my waist length, sorry, half length, which is 17. And then I'm going to come down by 8 inches for her hip line because she's on the short size. Okay, and then I'm going to also mark the bust point. I'm going to mark the bust point. I'm using 11 inches for her, and then from that bust line I'm going to go up by 2 inches, and this will serve as my chest line. Okay, so now I'm going to mark her shoulder divided by 2. The shoulder is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I added half inch to that, making it 8 inches. And I'm going to mark the same thing on the chest line here also. I'll connect that straight up and I'll slant my shoulder by half an inch. And then I'll mark my neckline. I'm using 3.5 inches for this. And then for the depth, for the back depth, I'm using 1 inch. You can use 1 to 2 inches or 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm using 1.5 inches for the back neckline, 1.5 inches. And then for the front neckline, I'll just connect the back neckline first of all. For the front neckline, I'm doing 9 inches. This depends on your client, so you measure your client to know where she wants her neck line to be. Okay, so I just connected my shoulder slope, and the length I'm using is, like I said before, so for the armhole I'm going to divide that into 2, the armhole line into 2. I came in by 2 inches and I'm going to connect that like this. In order to curve, I need to mark her bust divide by 4. Okay, so the bust I'm working with is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10 plus extra 3 inches for allowance. Okay, so if you want yours to be that big, you can use 4 inches extra. So I just measured what I have on the bust chest line, and I'm going to mark the same thing on the bust line like this. Okay, so on the waist, I'm going to mark her waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches. Okay, and here I'm going to mark the hip divided by 4 plus the 3 inches. So this 3 inches, 2 inches is for ease, and then 1 inch is for sewing allowance. So exactly what I mark on the hip line is what I'm going to mark on the hem line. Okay, so here on the hem line, I actually marked the length I used there was actually 38 inches, but the client came and said she wants it very short, so we have to reduce it to 34. Okay, so here I'm going to connect the front neckline like this, and I'll start by cutting the back neckline, then the shoulder slant. So I'll cut the side now. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor by clicking on the like button, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It's free. Okay, just hit on the subscribe button and subscribe, and also share this video if you find it helpful and interesting. Thank you. So I'm using the same armhole for both the front and back. I did not separate it, okay? So now I'm going to bring out the inside one and then I'll cut my front neckline. So I'll just arrange it properly and then I'll just kind of curve the front neckline like this so that it will not have any sharp or pointy edge. And then I'll open it up because it's a jacket, so it needs to be open. So I'm opening it up right now, and then when I get to that point, I'll just cut out from here. Okay, so the front is also ready. This is the front panel. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to join the two shoulders together. So I'll get the back panel and then I'll place the front panel right side facing the right side of each other. Okay, and I'll be matching them at the shoulder area like this. This is the right side facing each other, and then I'll sew. So after sewing, what I'll do is to measure my front panel because we need to use band for this. Okay, so I'm measuring from the down part of the front round to the neckline, and I'll also come down to the other side. So here I have 60 inches. I'm going to start from there again because my tape is not 120, so you need to stop somewhere and then continue up to the last part. So 60 plus 30 is 90, right? So I'll be cutting 90 inches strap. So here is my strap. What I have here is 100 inches length. The width is 5 inches. So as you can see, I just showed you where I joined it. I cut two pieces 50-50, that's 100. Okay, so I cut excess. It's better too much than not enough. So I'm going to fold the neckline, matching them at the shoulder line like this, and then I'll notch the middle point here of the back neckline. So that is where I'm going to be matching this, where I joined the band. Okay, so where I joined the band, remember I said I cut 100 and it's 50-50, so I join them together. So that place that I joined the band, I'm going to match it to the notched area of the back panel and I'll start sewing. Okay, the width of this band I said is 5 inches, so after sewing you'll be left with 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to pin this down so that it stays in place and then I'll show you what to do. So you'll be sewing this from the right side. Okay, you'll be sewing from the right side. So I'll sew from that neckline down to this end of the front. So here I'm done sewing them, so you just go and serge the inside. Just go and serge the inside of your dress. Okay, so next we are going to be cutting the sleeve. Okay, after cutting the sleeve we can now join the sides together. So next I'm going to measure the round armhole, okay, in order to know how much fabric I need for my sleeve. So here is the two armhole, the front and back. I'm going to measure it like this, and what I have here is 13 plus 13 will give us 26. So I'm going to minus 3 inches from that 26. I'm going to have 23 inches. So the width of this fabric here is 23 inches. And then for the length, this is how I folded it. I fold into 2 and I fold into 2 again, making it into 4. Okay, the length of my sleeve is 20 and the length of African print is 44. When you fold it into 2, you have 2.5, 22.5, right? So that is why I fold into 2 and then I also fold in half like this again. Okay, because I want to cut the two sleeves together. I'm cutting the two sleeves together. So that is how I fold my fabric. I fold into 2 like this and then I fold again this way for the two sleeve. And like I said, the width of this sleeve is 23 inches. When you fold into 2, you're going to have 11.5, right? Yeah, so here I'm going to get the armhole This is where I marked. I'll measure from this shoulder line here to the end like this. So what I have is 5. Okay, whatever you have, just mark it there, 5 or 6, whatever, and then you just curve. That will be your sleeve cap, your cap height. Okay, you just curve it like this, and when you measure to check, you see I have 14 inches. I even have excess for my sleeve. Okay, so just measure it like that, and then you check to be sure if you have enough for your sleeve, and then I'm going to cut it out. So for the down part, I'm going to shape it when I am sewing, but you're supposed to shape your sleeve wrist area. Okay, so what I did was to fold. Okay, I wanted to fold this, but I realized that the style has a band at the sleeve, so I'm going to cut out 2 inches from this sleeve length. Remember I said I added 2.5 inches allowance for the folding, so I'll cut out half 2 inches from it and leave half inch for joining of this band. So this is what I did. Here is the band ready. Okay, so I cut out 2 inches from the sleeve length and I cut the band. The band width is 2 inches. When you open it like this is 4. Okay, and when you close it up is 2. And then I use half inch to join it to the sleeve hem, the wrist area like this from the wrong side. I joined the band from the wrong side. So what I'm going to do next is to flip it over like so and iron. After ironing, I'll top stitch on it. So you can use your hemming gum to hold it together so that it will not worry you when you're sewing. So I'm going to iron it like this and then I'll top stitch. Okay, so here I've top stitched and I've also shaped. So to shape this down part is her round wrist is 9. That is what I measured, and then I shape. I've already cut out excess that I have, so I measured the round wrist and then I shape from here to here. You take your round wrist measurement and then you shape your sleeve and you trim out the excess you have. So that is what I did, and this is the right side of the sleeve. The other part I showed you was the wrong side, so this is the right side of the sleeve, and I'm just going to join this to the kimono dress. Okay, I'll join the sleeve to the dress and I will show you guys the final look. Okay, so as you can see, the inside is neat, the outside is neat. Okay, so the next I'm going to do is to cut the belt. The width of this belt is 5 inches wide and the length is by 60. And then I folded into 2 and sew with half an inch, and then I turn it inside out and give it a very good press. Okay, so here is the finished look of this dress and it turned out very lovely. It was beautiful on my client. So what you would do is to just serge the inside everywhere. Inside of the dress, you serge it and you fold the hem line. Okay, you fold the hemline. Remember, when you're cutting your length, you should add your folding allowance. Okay, so here is the hem. I folded it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like and share and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will be seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you once again. Bye.